So, find your posture. So Tonglen means taking and giving, and we are taking others' sufferings in different forms, however it appears, and also their underlying suffering. The part of being in samsara is this pervasive suffering. So we're taking suffering and its causes in the in-breath, in the form of dark smoke, on the out-breath in the form of white light, giving back the complete removal of sentient beings' suffering. And when you take the suffering in, you're taking it into the self-cherishing knot that you visualize at your heart center. Because self-cherishing is one of the key ways that we delay our ability to achieve the realization of bodhicitta. Remember, even the arhats have this problem because they go to peace, but they haven't completely overcome self-cherishing. So if we want to become enlightened for the sake of others, we have to completely remove it. So one word Rinpoche sometimes uses, Lama Zopa said, you feed the self-cherishing, you feed the sufferings and all their causes into the self-cherishing. So it becomes less and less and dissolves. So in this meditation, we're going to use the 4 immeasurable thoughts to focus our mind in the Tonglen practice. So the 4 immeasurable thoughts you will know from some prayers that you do, but we'll do, and they sometimes are given in different order, but this time we'll do it as Lama Zopa has suggested. First of all, giving all sentient beings equanimity equal, seeing them all and removing their particular afflictions of anger and desire. And then the immeasurable thought of love, of wanting to give them happiness and the causes of happiness. The immeasurable compassion to take their suffering and the causes of suffering. And the immeasurable joy that they won't be born in the lower realms in future. So, and the causes for that. So that's the order. So visualize yourself surrounded by all living beings. So in this one, we're thinking how wonderful it would be if all sentient beings were to abide in equanimity, free from hatred and attachment, not holding some close and others distant. May they abide in equanimity. I myself will cause them to abide in equanimity. Please, Guru Deity, bless me to be able to do this. So as you breathe in, you are enabling them to become free from hatred and attachment and developing equanimity, because hatred and attachment based on ignorance are the ways in which they remain in samsara, because the other delusions rise upon the backs of these. So these are the things that get in the way of sentient beings having happiness. So breathe in all their delusions, in particular hatred and desire, but you can imagine taking all the different delusions of sentient beings, because this is causing them suffering, and giving them back equanimity, or equal regard for all beings, free from these delusions in the form of the white light. You're taking all the delusions of sentient beings and giving them to your self-cherishing and destroying your self-cherishing mind. And at the same time, you're removing all their delusions that lead to their suffering, including the fear and anger we were talking about in the first session today, that again perpetuates so much of these problems. Then you think, how wonderful it would be if all sentient beings had happiness and the causes of happiness. May they have happiness and its causes. I myself will cause them to have happiness and its causes. Please, Guru Deity, bless me to be able to do this. And a suggestion that Rinpoche gives for this part of the Tonglen is that you transform your body into a wish-granting jewel that gives every sentient being every kind of temporary and ultimate happiness that they desire and need. So a wish-granting jewel just is a way of being able to extend the ability, because it just keeps granting those wishes. So it keeps giving out happiness and its causes, temporary and ultimate. And as this light breath reaches every sentient being, you can really visualize quite specifically that it's removing particular sufferings by giving particular happinesses, things that they need and desire. And this is so extensive that you're not leaving out one sentient being. And the wish-fulfilling jewel enables this extensiveness of this practice. And then you think, how wonderful it would be if all sentient beings were free from suffering and the causes of suffering. May they be free from suffering and its causes. I myself will cause them to be free of suffering and its causes. Please, Guru Deity, bless me to be able to do this. So specifically imagine that you're taking the sufferings on the in-breath, in the smoke, drawing into your self-cherishing knot at the heart and giving back the removal of all kinds of suffering, that they will not experience these again, all the causes that lead them to experience suffering. And again, you can be specific in your visualization. You can remove sufferings that really enable you to develop your compassion and actually may benefit beings. So you can remove the sufferings of illness, of poverty, of discrimination, of war, violence. All that causes suffering to living beings. And then you think, how wonderful it would be if all sentient beings were never separated from the happiness of higher rebirth and liberation. May they never be separated from these. I myself will cause them to be never separated from these. Please, Guru Deity, bless me to be able to do this. So you continue with the Tonglen. And in this one, you're giving all your merits of the past, present, and future, and their positive results, including enlightenment, to all sentient beings. So in this way, you're enabling all sentient beings to come to enlightenment. You're giving them all your merits and realizations so that they can do this. This is your bodhicitta wish, and this is putting it into practice. And we should visualize that we are actually doing this. This is actually achieving the enlightenment of living beings by giving them our virtue and realizations. This conviction and resolve actually helps bring this actually about, because our self-cherishing becomes completely destroyed, and we are able to really set out on the path to become enlightened for the benefit of them all. And they are just like us. They also have the potential for enlightenment. So we need to have this strong conviction that we will take the responsibility of bringing this about.